functional, prominent, cost-effective ways of improving the efficiency of a vehicle is to take the weight out. And I say that because not only is it easier to push a lighter vehicle than a heavier vehicle, but once you take the weight out, you allow for what we call a virtuous cycle. You take weight out of the vehicle, let's say out of the body with aluminum instead of high-strength steel, and then suddenly you can downsize the engine. You can downsize the struts. And you can then over and over and over again improve the efficiency of the vehicle by continuously reducing the weight. We've seen that in the United States that has a footprint-based standard. It is an extremely effective way of designing the regulations to reward companies that actually take weight out of the vehicle.
We really believe that instead of basing the targets on the mass of the vehicles, we should instead base it on the footprint of the vehicle. The footprint, that's the metrics of the size of the vehicle. It's the area between the four wheels. And if you do that, all different kinds of technologies to reduce CO2 emissions would be treated the same way. And all the standards would then be much more cost efficient for the manufacturers.
So at the moment, the way the regulation is designed is actually biased in favor of heavier vehicles, which is the mass utility factor. For every extra 100 kilograms, a vehicle can emit 3.3 more grams of CO2. This in effect disincentivizes lightweighting. Lightweighting is one of the most cost-efficient ways to reduce CO2 emissions today, and actually if there was a correct way to incentivize it, the overall compliance costs for manufacturers would be lower.
Lightweighting is a really good way to make a car much more fun to drive. A lighter car handles better, it brakes faster and accelerates faster. But that's not the only good thing about lightweighting. A lighter vehicle, as we said earlier, is also consuming less fuels. And when it consumes less fuels, it also emits less emissions, not only CO2, but all other emissions like NOx and particulates. So it's good for not only for the climate, but also good for the environment we live in. The car is always more efficient than a heavier one. Doesn't matter if it's a petrol-driven car, diesel-driven car, or electric vehicle. They're always more efficient. And by using lightweighting, you can achieve the CO2 targets at a much more cost-efficient way. That's why we need lightweighting for future regulations.